Almost like twins, Queen Mary's Australian sisters stunned Denmark with an emotional surprise reunion. Welcome to BNews. It was a moment no one in Denmark expected, yet one that will be cherished for years to come. Queen Mary's beloved sisters, Jane, Patricia, and John Stuart Donaldson's family, traveled all the way from Australia to surprise her in the most heartfelt way. As Queen Mary, radiant and regal as ever, walked into what she thought was just another formal palace reception, she froze, for there, standing in the Great Hall of Amalienborg, were her siblings. Looking almost like mirror reflections of Mary herself, her sister's presence triggered a wave of emotion that swept through not only the Queen but also the entire room. Before we reveal the full story behind this unforgettable family reunion, and the reason it meant so much to Queen Mary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to BNews, and turn on notifications so you never miss another royal revelation. And as you watch, let us know in the comments, have you ever been surprised by family in a way you'll never forget? The story begins in Tasmania, where Queen Mary, born Mary Elizabeth Donaldson, spent her early years surrounded by her close-knit family. Long before she ever dreamed of meeting a prince, let alone becoming a queen, Mary and her sisters shared the quiet joys and sorrows of ordinary Australian life. Growing up in a modest home in Hobart, the Donaldson sisters were inseparable, sharing bedrooms, secrets, and youthful dreams. Even as Mary's path took her halfway around the world into the heart of Europe's royal circles, she never lost touch with her siblings. Yet the duties of a queen, and the thousands of miles separating them, meant that visits grew rarer as the years passed. Over the past few months, royal watchers have noticed that Queen Mary's calendar has been especially full, with engagements and state visits filling every week since she officially became queen alongside King Frederick. Those close to her say she had quietly mentioned to friends how much she missed her family, particularly her sisters, who she hadn't seen in person for nearly a year. And so, her family decided it was time to change that, in the most memorable way possible. The plan was orchestrated in secret between her sisters and senior palace aides. Jane, Patricia, and their brother John worked with King Frederick and his staff to fly into Copenhagen under the radar. They stayed in a discreet private residence outside the city, ensuring no photographers or journalists caught on to their presence. Meanwhile, Queen Mary was told to expect a small private gathering to thank her for her dedication during her first months as queen. On the evening of the surprise, Queen Mary arrived at the palace in an elegant deep green gown, smiling warmly as she greeted familiar faces in the reception hall. But her expression shifted from polite surprise to sheer astonishment when, standing at the far end of the hall, she saw her sisters, dressed in matching navy dresses, beaming back at her. Witnesses say the Queen gasped audibly before rushing into their arms, overcome with joy. For several long moments, protocol fell away. There were no curtsies, no stiff formalities, only hugs, tears, and laughter as the Donaldson sisters clung to each other, speaking quickly and affectionately in their familiar Australian accents. Those in attendance described the scene as both touching and deeply human, a rare glimpse of the Queen as simply Mary, the little sister who still carried pieces of her Tasmanian childhood with her. The sisters had also brought gifts, personal mementos from their family home in Hobart. Among them was a framed photo of their late mother, which Queen Mary held tightly as she wiped away tears. This gesture reminded everyone present of the family's remarkable journey, from an ordinary suburban Australian household to the glittering heights of European royalty. After the initial reunion, the sisters joined Queen Mary and King Frederick for a private dinner in a smaller palace salon. There, they reminisced about childhood holidays, old family pets, and favorite recipes, conversations filled with the warmth and nostalgia of a family that may live worlds apart but remains deeply connected at heart. The following morning, the sisters accompanied Queen Mary to a low-key public engagement at a Copenhagen children's hospital. The sight of the sisters walking together, with their striking resemblance and coordinated grace, made headlines across Europe. Many newspapers ran photos under the headline, "Almost like twins, Queen Mary and her sisters steal the spotlight." Commentators noted how much the sisters seemed to center and ground the Queen, who has spoken in past interviews about the importance of her family's love and support, especially in the face of intense public scrutiny. The visit also highlighted Queen Mary's uniquely modern role, balancing her duties to Denmark with her ties to her Australian heritage. Throughout their brief stay, the Donaldson siblings kept a low profile, choosing not to speak publicly but allowing themselves to be photographed alongside Queen Mary and the royal children. For young Princess Isabella and Prince Vincent in particular, the visit was reportedly a wonderful opportunity to bond with their Australian relatives, reinforcing their mother's roots and identity. Royal analysts have called the sisters' visit a masterstroke of human connection at a time when the Danish monarchy is embracing a more open and relatable image. The warmth and authenticity of the reunion contrasted with the pomp and ceremony often associated with royal events, showing the Queen as a daughter, sister, and mother first, and a monarch second. For Danes, who have welcomed Queen Mary as one of their own, the presence of her family underscored the values of kinship and humility she has brought to the Danish throne. Social media was flooded with warm messages, with many noting how beautiful it was to see such a heartfelt, unscripted moment unfold in the usually composed world of royalty. At the end of their visit, the sisters departed as quietly as they arrived, leaving behind a queen visibly refreshed and glowing with happiness. Palace insiders revealed that she personally walked them to their car, whispering words of thanks and promising to visit Australia soon. This emotional reunion reminded everyone that even at the highest echelons of power and privilege, it is family that truly matters. And for Queen Mary, those bonds remain unbreakable, a testament to her character and the values instilled in her long before she ever donned a crown. As Denmark looks forward to the next chapter of Queen Mary's reign, the visit from her sisters serves as a poignant reminder that she carries with her the love of her family, and the grounding force of her heritage, wherever she goes. And now, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What did you think of Queen Mary's sisters' surprise visit? How important do you think family connections are for royals living such extraordinary lives? Share your thoughts in the comments, we can't wait to read them. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to BNews, and hit the bell icon so you're always the first to know when we bring you more royal revelations. Thanks for joining us today, and stay tuned for more unforgettable moments from the world's most fascinating families.